All God-fearing people must blaspheme to be honest with themselves. I say this categorically and without fear. I am no God-fearing person. I am a God-loving man. The love of God in me is the beginning of all wisdom. If anyone on this earth, or I will allow for other galaxies, can explain logically to me that you can be honest and serve the Christian God, I will close down this platform. I would serve their God and use all my God given abilities to help them make all the world into proselytes. I would give these legacies of heaven to the inheritance of low vibrating earth. As usual, folks, please hit the like button before we get lost in this topic. If you have not yet subscribed, please go ahead and do just that. Remember that you can always hit the notification bell to be alerted for follow-up videos. I notice that most people watch videos and even if they find it to be rewarding, they will forget to pay the price of a hit on the like button. That helps the new channel to grow. This is why I often remind you folks, please hit the button. If you are a religious person and you will take this personally, then I am sorry you feel bad. Truth has no regard for sentiments. It matters not how you will feel about it. You may not like to agree with it, but it will remain unquestionable. You may not like to agree with it, but it will remain unquestionable. That's some black and bitter, sugarless Blue Mountain coffee right there. Just what I love. My uncle had a big gun and a very serious tone, but he spoke to me kindly and I had no fear of him. I could go up and say, "Uncle, please give me $5," and he would only smile before giving it to me. But he had a big gun. I did not have to prostrate or bow, and if he asked me to do this to make him feel worshipped and me like an outcast just for $5, then I would just avoid him. I would do without that fiver. But he would not set up those harsh, egotistical energy vampire requirements, for he had love inside him. He was no energy vampire. Energy vampires love the energy of worship as it feeds their egos. They love sports people, these sociopaths, and they love musicians or others that make idols. They get behind them, pay them well, and suck up that energy of worship. Am I saying that you worship an energy vampire? You have all the facts. Do I have to go there for you? Okay then. Yes, I would say that, for it is what it is. You have an energy vampire who loves worship and sacrifice, and you call him your God. If this makes you feel stressed out, go within. Find love in you. Do some breathing exercises and say, "No more shit for sugar, upside down spell on me. My eyes are now open and God is love inside me." For you gave up your understanding when they told you to never trust it. Then they told you that shit spells sugar. Now that I say, "No, my dear, shit is not sugar," you became angry and you say, "Leave me alone. I know sugar. Holy men of God taught me to spell it. Who taught you?" And when I say, "I have the knowledge through God inside me," you say, "Blasphemy, blasphemy. I will not hear you. Sugar is spelled shit and you are going to hell for calling it shit." So I watch you. I question a sociopathic, narcissistic skirt God, but I know now that I cannot help. God in me will not be moved. They had an option. I am witness to that. Most of the times with religious folks, ignorance is a choice because they don't want responsibility for even thinking for themselves. Ignorance is a choice because they don't want the discomforting effect of useful change. Holy balls, sacrificial bread and wine, baloney. They claim the comforting wrath of the hot dog. Did I say salome? My grandfather had a huge turnbill machete and the people in the village said he was a tough nut. But I never feared him though. He gave me everything that was available to him, and it was long before I even asked. He had love inside him. You say just because God cracks the lightning and makes the thunders utter, then he is to be exempt from that fatherly role. Why would he behave as a lower guardian than my uncle, my grandfather, or anyone of my family? How does God lose his love and everyone else gets to keep theirs? You said he is your father and then that you are his sheep. Which one is true? Well, I ascribe to him that fatherly role because you say that it was his relations to you. But again, I ascribe to him that predator role because you said that you have to bow, prostrate, surrender, berate yourself, say you are unworthy, and make human sacrifices to him before you are all right. And again, you said he was your shepherd, and you said that you, his child, is held out in the pasture eating greener grass, but you believe it is fear. What of all these complicating double words is the truth? You say that God is love, but then that you must fear him to have wisdom. How now does he play the demon's role? And why would you ascribe it to him? And as you bow and pray to your father for a piece of bread, will you not follow his example, doing the same thing to your children to mirror him? After all, he is God, and will you not teach your children to grovel and worship you for pocket money to run with to the school bus? As above, so below. My father taught me many things he learned from his parents, wonderful things that made him wiser. My grandfather taught me many awesome things about nature because he wanted me to know. I also had a spiritual father who was a Rasta man. Bongo Nigosai told me to question the wisest one. He told me, taught me that God is the goodest man. I questioned Nigosai all day, every day, and there were those isolated cases where he agreed that I was right in what I said, and it changed his viewpoint. So, for all the thousand things he taught me, I still pointed out to him that one or two, and the master listened, and the master smiled. And there was also that sense of pride in his demeanor about my growth. He never said not to question him, and he never tabooed me by a word like blasphemy. Is it honesty to agree to the thing you do not conceive without question? No, it is not. Bongonigos would never force me to live the life. But the God you fear, who told you that you better bow and pray, now tells you that to question him is blasphemy. Father, you want to ask, why did you repay Job evil for good? He answers quickly, because the answer is easy. Because I wanted to test him, my son. And then you ask, but why would you want to test him when you already know everything? Surely you already knew his heart and that he would not deserve the injustice. This is where the question gets hard and the answers all become the lie. So God raises his voice of thunder and says, blasphemy! Never question God. Take that as the answer. And when you tell the world that you have the answer from God, is this not dishonesty? For he did not give you the answer, but he gave you blasphemy. I watched a little pup grow from so young to the day from I would mistake him for his father, who taught him everything. Every time I watched them and I saw it, I saw the pup become the image of his father. Yet it is a blasphemy for you to become the image of your own, although you claim that he made you in his image. But I don't see your children mooning the stars and bowing before you, begging for their dinner yet. You don't follow your father's example. So how can you even be a Christian? Well, not at least. At the last time I saw you, you were not following your father's example, telling your children to moon the star, subject and bow to you. So I don't know how you can be a part of your God's legacy without being a true servant and mirroring your father. I sit down and come to God in me in this moment. And this moment to spend with it inside me brings forth tears of joy. It is the love I feel, the love expanding, the love that embraces all. It is all honesty. There's nothing to fear and nothing to hide. And if I would bow to it, my God would bow with me for love, with love. Why would a God make you to tell you to berate yourself? You send the child to school and he has an accident, wetting his pants. Do you say, berate yourself? No. But you show him how to wash, clean, and give instructions on how to never make the same mistake again. The fact that you are imperfect does not mean that you are no good. It simply means that you are in the process of growing from a child to an adult. But then, when you become the adult, will you be like your father God? I forgot. You said that it is blasphemy to see yourself like your father. Your God will not allow you to grow. Why? You are dishonest, and I will prove it. You say you subject yourself to God, but only because you are dishonest. Everything you do in this life, from the day you were born, is to become as God. You follow the very word perfect. You follow the very word perfect, for that is what you want to be. Yet you say you know that only God is perfect. So when you become perfect, what will you be? You are dishonest, I say. Let me show you this. You will always idealize, and when you get to the ideal, you are still looking up. You are never satisfied. Full satisfaction to you is unreachable. No man is ever satisfied. For when you attain to that ideal, you want to make it better. You want more. When will you stop aspiring to greater perfection? Why can't you stop this addiction to perfection? Are you being dishonest to yourself because God tabooed your nature with the sense of blasphemy? From the day that you were born, you have showed us your aspiration, as have every being defined as man. The only one provable human purpose is that of becoming perfect. This is unanimous, and those that claim otherwise are lying. Your proven aspiration, the sole definable purpose we discern by looking at you, is that you will too become God, and to hell with what God thinks. Every Christian must be dishonest, for none of them can accept the truth and still be a Christian. Peace out.